Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Tomorrow, the Bayern will play Leverkusen at home. Now, of course, we are in spectacular form 14 wins out of 14 games in this season, making it the greatest start ever by a club in history. Yeah, in history, going all the way back to when TVs were black and white. There was still racism on, literally. You could only see two races. Where were the Indians? Only black and white? Where's the browns and the yellow people? Well, anyways, it's going to be an interesting game. Everyone thinks we're going to win, right? But Leverkusen are not easy, not an easy team to figure out. They have a new manager, so that's going to be a lot of tactical work that our staff need to do to give company a lot of information about what they do on the pitch. They have some interesting players. I mean, I have to be honest with you. Clubs like Leverkusen are the exact reason why I think 50 plus 1 needs to be amended or completely abolished. 50 plus 1, if you don't know, is the German football rule that mandates that fans must own 50 plus 1, 51%, at least, of clubs. What that means is clubs cannot have foreign investors or domestic investors for that matter. German billionaires that would buy a club and put money in, that's not really a thing. That's a thing in England. You know, half of the Prem clubs are probably American owned at this point. So 50 plus 1 prevents majority ownership by investors or sponsors or any other entity. The fans must have a 51% ownership and control of the club. Bayern, we have a 70% fan owned structure, and then we share 30%, I believe. Is it, or is it less than that? 30%, well, I think it's 75. Yeah, I think it's 75%. Something's telling me the fans own 75% of Bayern because Adidas own 8%, like 8.33%, and then Allianz own another share, and then Audi owns their share. So basically, we have investors that have small stakes in the club and they get board seats, but they don't really have much of a say because the fans have so much extraordinary power. But we're lucky. We're lucky because we had Uli Hoeneß, who spent years building the club from the ground up and put us in a really good place post 2010s to be financially competitive. And we became a global brand because of our success. I mean, I would not have known about Bayern unless I watched the 2014 World Cup when Ian Robben was playing, and I just loved that player so much that I followed him to whatever club he was playing for. All I knew Robben for was he played for the Netherlands. And to this day, I still watch the Dutch national team as if Robben's going to come on. It's crazy how one player can change the trajectory of one's existence. I would not be a Bayern fan had it not been for the fact that I liked Robben so much. And then I just really related with Bayern and the values of the club. But anyways, what I'm saying is Leverkusen were on top of the world, and rather than reinvest and get better and compete with Bayern and compete with European clubs for the best trophies, they had no choice basically than to make as much money as possible, cash out on their success, sell all their players. Hikampier went to Arsenal for 60 million. Florian Wirtz went to Liverpool for 150 million. All these players just left. Frimpong, same thing, Liverpool. Each position, just Xhaka went to Sunderland, a team that just got promoted from the championship to the Prem. I mean, what does that say about Leverkusen, a team in the Champions League? That says that Xhaka didn't see the project as being ambitious enough. And you know what Leverkusen should have done? They should have told Xabi Alonso, look, we're going to give you like the same amount of money as Madrid, but lower expectations. Madrid want you to win the Champions League when you go there. We want you to just keep us competitive for at least 2 more seasons before we can find a permanent manager. They went and hired Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag was literally a disaster at Manchester United. Why did they expect anything different? It was a complete blunder because he lost like 2 games or 3 games, and then they had to sack him. Now their new manager seems to have steadied the ship because they're fifth in the league and in really good form in their last 5 games. But the problem is Bayern are now 24 points, and Bayern are at 24 points. You are at 17. You can't catch up now. So this is why I'm saying that if Leverkusen were managed by a billionaire, the billionaire would have reinvested the earnings from the successful period back into the team. He would have taken that risk because that's what billionaires do, and it would have paid off. Or sometimes it doesn't, but it's not his. It's his money, right? It's his money. Now, the bad thing about having billionaires own a majority of clubs is like ticket prices. No one wants to see NBA or NFL ticket prices. I love a lot of things about America, but one of the things we don't have right is stadium prices. They're very expensive out here, probably because people can afford it. The average American can buy those tickets because we are fortunate enough to earn more money on average than the rest of the world. That's a topic for another day. But if that's the goal, like to prevent fans from having ticket hikes that are unfair, why don't you still allow like a 30% ownership for fans? So, or do a reverse 50+1. Fans own 49% of the club. Give them the ability to veto ticket hikes that are unreasonable. There's things you can do, and I hope the Bundesliga considers it. Bayern is an institution. We support the abolition of 50+1. Uli Hoeneß supports it. So all the smart people in Germany know what I'm talking about. Somehow this match preview has turned into 50+1 talk. The reason this game isn't as hyped as it was 2 years ago is simply because Leverkusen lost all their top players. So of course this is relevant. Let's see what happens. I mean, they have some pretty decent players. Patrick Schick is back. I don't know if he was injured, but he's certainly back. He played in their last game in the Pokal. They've been using this guy called Christian Kofene, who I guess they're trying to make him into the next Kolo Muani, that tall black winger or striker who you can sell for a lot of money. I haven't watched too many Leverkusen games. Being honest, I've watched more Leipzig. Leipzig are boring to watch, to be honest, this season. They are very defensive and counterattacking. It's like Atletico Madrid. They just wait and try to hit opponents on the counter. But so I don't really have too many Leverkusen games that I've watched. The PSG game I watched, it was kind of a forgettable performance. Andrich, man, you frickin' doofus, just getting a red card so early in the game while his team was pushing to be. I think they were already at 1-1. If Andrich doesn't get that red card, the game stays kind of stable. But the moment he gets the red card, even though PSG get the red card back and both teams play with 10 men, but the moment Andrich gets the red card, it did do something to the team because immediately you could tell the players were just like frustrated with themselves and with Andrich. And he was their captain. Captain should not be doing that. Leverkusen also have Ezequiel Palacios who's injured. They have Ekri Fernandez, who is another Argentine midfielder. I don't know. I guess Argentinian midfielders like Leverkusen because they just keep showing up there. They just keep spawning. I don't know if Alex Garcia is injured. I think he might have been injured. He scored 2 goals against PSG, so that's a pretty decent midfielder. He was actually my starting midfielder in EAFC. Yeah, in Ultimate Team. You know how they give you random players? I picked the Bundesliga, and they gave me Alex Fernandez as one of my players. So yeah, he's a decent midfielder, but it's just Leverkusen as a team are dangerous, and if we're not careful, bad things can happen. But I trust the club. I trust Vincent Kompany. I trust him and his crew to go figure out the right match plan and execute it to precision. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia and peace.